Hey besties, long time no see. I have not felt up to making videos. Winter is a struggle for me. I always end up getting very depressed. Not enough sunshine, being shut up in the house because of the cold. But I have got a very exciting video for you today. I was so excited that I actually had the energy to make this video. There are 3 brand new books out this month, all by authors that I love, so I can't wait to tell you about them. Also, say hi to Doll. Oh, she was facing this way, and now she turned around, and you can't see her face. Oh, well. So, what did I think about these 3 new books? Well, to start out with, I'm going to say, I love Alice Feeney. However, I loved her book last year, and now I can't think of the name of the book last year. What was last year's book? Beautiful Ugly. I love the cover on this one. My Husband's Wife. The title was very intriguing. However, I have to say, I was underwhelmed. And I'm so sorry, Alice Feeney. I love you. I do. I hate to give anybody a bad review, but I would not buy this book. I really hate to say that. I really do. It was very underwhelming. I felt like it was extremely unrealistic. Like, I don't mind some things about a story being unrealistic, but this was to the point of just being ridiculous, I felt like. I didn't feel like it had shocking twists, which I love a shocking twist. I didn't feel like it had any shocking twists. I felt like it was just... I honestly, like I say, I hate to say this about... it was kind of slow and boring. I've read some books that are slow but not boring, but I felt like it was slow and boring. It was unrealistic. It was just a huge disappointment, and I regret buying it. So there you have it. I would not recommend buying this. I really hate to say that about her. My very favorite book of hers was Good Bad Girl. That was my top favorite of hers. Several of her other books were excellent as well. Daisy Darker, loved it. As I mentioned, Beautiful Ugly. Sometimes I Lie was pretty good. I don't think I cared for Rock, Paper, Scissors that much. I can't remember for sure. I'd have to look at my Goodreads reviews. But yeah, so I'm going to have to say I don't recommend this book. I won't go into the synopsis or anything. If you're interested, by all means, check it out. I just personally would not recommend it. Now, another of my favorite authors, Simone St. James. She is the queen of ghost stories, and she did not let me down. Thank you, Simone. A Box Full of Darkness. Ooh, it was deliciously creepy. Now, mind you, you have to love ghost stories. If you don't love ghost stories, this is not the book for you. It is just the most delicious ghost story. Okay, this family well, let me just read the synopsis to you briefly. Strange things happen in Vale, New York. A mysterious drowning at the town's roadside motel. The unexplained death of a young girl whose body is left by the railroad tracks. For the Esme siblings, Violet, Vale, and Dodie, the final straw was the shocking disappearance of their little brother. It started as a normal game of hide and seek. The 3 closed their eyes and counted to 10 while Ben went to hide. But this time, they never found their brother. He was gone, and the ongoing search efforts turned up no clues. As their parents grew increasingly distant, Violet, Vale, and Dodie were each haunted by visions and frightening events that made them leave town and never look back. Violet still sees dead people, spirits who remind her of Sister, the menacing presence that terrorized her for years. And now, after 2 decades running from their past, it's time for a homecoming, because Ben is back and he's ready to lead them to the answers they've longed for and long feared, if the ghosts of Vale don't get them first. It's almost bordering on a horror story, so if you like horror, I don't read a whole lot of horror, but it's more of a ghost story than a horror story, but there's a little bit of horror mixed in there. It's just so creepy. I absolutely loved it. Now, good old Frida McFadden. This is her new book out this month. Fantastic. I would call this book delicious. absolutely as good as eating chocolate. I loved it. Dear Debbie, in the first place, I love the title, the idea of a columnist, kind of like Dear Abby, you know. Well, Debbie writes this column. She gives very good advice to this woman whose husband is very controlling, and basically she tells him, you need to divorce him. And I'm like, you go, girl, that's right, divorce that creep. Like, the guy gives her an allowance, he's controlling her money, she wants to get a job and he won't let her get a job. Like, this is a horrible human being. But Debbie gets fired for writing this column and publishing it because the wife does leave her husband. And so the guy says, if you don't fire the woman who wrote that column, I'm going to sue the newspaper because my wife divorced me. So she gets fired, and I'm just furious on her behalf, you know, furious. All kinds of horrible men are doing terrible things in this book. Well, Debbie, her middle name should be Karma, because she decides, as one of my favorite songs says, if karma doesn't get you, I will. Now, mind you, I'm not going to jail for anybody, so I'm going to let karma do its job. But I do love to read a delicious revenge story where a woman gets revenge on the very horrible guys that so richly deserve all that they get. Oh my goodness, this is so good. So good. I absolutely freaking love it. I was just eating it up. So good. I highly recommend it, especially if people have done you dirty, done you wrong, and you've just fantasized about, oh, what I wouldn't love to do. Oh, you know, it's just delightful. Absolutely delightful. I highly recommend it. This, I would say, was my top favorite. As much as I loved the Simone St. James, this one was even better. Good old Frida McFadden never lets me down. Like, she cannot publish enough books. There's no such thing as too much. Frida McFadden, give me more. I saw today that her next book is coming out in May. Yay! I can't wait. And it's called The Divorce, if I recall correctly. And I'm like, yes, give me. So I simply cannot wait. So yeah, I just had to pop in and tell you all about that. I will try to be a little bit more consistent with posting videos. It just depends, you know, winter is a struggle for me, as I said. So, you know, I have to be really excited about something. And if I'm not excited, then I just don't have any energy and I can't, you know, when I'm not depressed, as you can tell, I'm a very high energy, very, you know, you know, but when I am depressed, I have no energy and no interest in anything. So lately it takes a lot to get me into a book, but these two books really grabbed me. And honestly, if Frida could just put out a book every month, it still wouldn't be enough for me. Like, she could put out one every week and I would like, please, Frida, is that too much to ask? One new book a week? I mean, you know. All right. Well, let me know if you've read any of these books or if you're going to read any of these books. And if you have any recommendations for me, I would love to see it. And I will talk to you later. Bye.